Today, we are diving in to Bigfoot proof, undeniable evidence, and what's being hidden from you, I guess, you know? There's 1,300 dislikes. We're gonna leave it like, though. I'm with it already. Okay. Now, I don't know how reliable this is, okay? And I'm not gonna try and be like a total hater, but, we're gonna try and be realistic here, you know? We're gonna try and be realistic and not be, not be, what's the word I'm looking for? Also, fair warning, YouTube frogs watching after the fact, I am 15 hours into a stream. Also, the original video will be linked at the top of the description, as well as the original creator right below it. And then the third link will be my Twitch stream if you'd like to stop by. I go live 3 days a week. Also, when you're seeing this, there's a chance I'm doing a subathon, so feel free to stop in. Also, feel free to drop a like and a sub. And also, I talk too much. All right, let's get into this, John.
Give you a detailed look at all the Bigfoot evidence that humans have discovered to date, plus a whole lot more that's probably being kept from us. Bigfoot, Sasquatch, Yeti, the wild man of the woods. These names have echoed across cultures and continents for centuries, describing a creature that science has yet to classify, but thousands of witnesses insist is real. Today we're going to dive deep into the evidence. The footprints, the DNA, the videos, the eyewitness accounts, and even the historical records. But we won't stop there. We'll also explore claims from credible individuals who have good reason to believe much more evidence exists, but has been deliberately hidden from the public by authorities who fear the societal repercussions of confirming Bigfoot's existence.
What would societal repercussions be? Oh my god, they discovered an entirely new species that might not be freaking... That everyone thought wasn't real, that didn't exist. Wouldn't the same, like, whatever societal disapproval happen with the giant squid as well, dude? I'd let Bigfoot step on me.
Let's jump into it. Eyewitness accounts, the backbone of Bigfoot lore.
Right.
Eyewitness accounts form the largest body of evidence for...
Boy, we're sure building our house on rock right now. Definitely not sand on eyewitness accounts.
For Bigfoot's existence. As of today, over 10,000 documented sightings have been reported in North America alone, with most sightings occurring in the Pacific Northwest, the Appalachian Mountains,
need to get out there, dude.
and the Great Lakes region.
Appalachian Mountains! I'll tell you what, but I'm from that area. I'll tell you what, maybe I need to get in there and look for Squatch. I tell you, maybe I need to buy me a drone, go out there and look for Squatch. Hey, this area looks real nice. This area looks real nice. Maybe I'll get out there and go look for Squatch myself. Get some infrared camera. Oh, get out there. Oh, yeah, but, oh, yeah. Get out there and mud roll around in it. He won't see me coming.
Aren't just from casual hikers or over-enthusiastic campers either. They include stories from seasoned hunters, police officers, park rangers, and even military personnel. One particularly credible account comes from Dr. John Bindernagel, a wild...
Bindernagel? Is that his name? That's epic. That is epic. IDKA, we don't have Bigfoot in Canada, only polar bears and the occasional dragon? Oh, no, I'm gonna need the lore on that. I'm gonna have to react to one of them videos.
Wildlife biologist who spent decades studying Sasquatch evidence.
Chris Con in the Appalachian Mountains. Type 1 in chat if y'all want that. No, dude, if we ever do a Chris meetup, I'm renting out the smallest comedy club and I'm gonna give you guys a 20-minute special.
Bindernagel recounted an encounter shared by a hunter in British Columbia, Canada. Quote, "The hunter watched the creature for several minutes. It was kneeling by a creek, drinking water with cupped hands. He described its massive shoulders, conical head, and dark, shaggy hair. The hunter told me, 'I've hunted bears and moose my whole life, and I know what I saw. This wasn't a bear. It wasn't even close.'" End quote. In another account, Bob Strain, a retired firefighter, detailed a sighting in the Sierra Nevada mountains. Quote, "I saw it from a distance of about 80 yards. It was walking on 2 legs, taller than any human I've ever seen, covered in dark brown hair. Its stride was effortless, almost fluid, and it turned to look at me for just a moment before vanishing into the tree line." End quote. Ron Moorhead, known for recording the famous Sierra sounds, described, quote, "We not only saw movement in the woods, but heard sounds, language-like chatter that I've never encountered before. These weren't any animals I've ever..." Damn, Bigfoot!
100 men versus Bigfoot? Oh, I mean, Bigfoot only like, wait. Wouldn't Bigfoot be technically like an 8-foot tall gorilla or some shit like that? Wouldn't that technically be what Bigfoot is, but like hyper intelligent too? Bigfoot got a dumpy. Bigfoot got a big dumpy. Hey, Bigfoot should be glad that we didn't start seeing this shit nowadays, dude. He wouldn't be named Bigfoot. His name would be Fat Ass. Fat Ass Woodman. I'd sniff it. What?
Never known. End quote. Law enforcement officers have also shared first-hand experiences.
Okay.
One of the most compelling comes from David Politis, a former police officer and current Bigfoot researcher.
Isn't he the guy that wrote the 404 stories? Right? Is that what it's called?
Who spoke with a retired sheriff in California. Quote, "The sheriff told me he encountered a Bigfoot during a late-night patrol. It crossed the road in front of his vehicle, moving with a fluidity and speed that no human could replicate. He said, the way it moved, I knew it wasn't someone in a suit. It was alive." End quote. Although the world is awash with recent encounters, the Bigfoot phenomenon
This is a real sign. That's awesome, dude.
isn't new. For centuries, Native...
I'm sorry, dude. I'm starting to feel a little sleepy, so like I'm really trying to think of like what's some like actually either like a good stupid joke I could make right now, or some like useful information. I'm kind of just, it's like the Curtis Connor video the other night. I'm just kind of taking it all in because I don't have a ton to say. I'm just kind of learning and taking it all in and trying to figure out what I believe about it all. David looks like Oriental short hair cat. Look it up. Okay, Josh, fine. You know, Josh, if you were just any chatter, I wouldn't do this. But since you're just Josh P, maybe. Wait. Wait, he kinda does. He kinda does. Oh my god. If they show his face again, we'll switch between the two.
American tribes across North America have told stories of large, hairy, man-like creatures that inhabit the forests and mountains. Known by names like Sasquatch in Salish, Oma in Shoshone, and Semequess in Lummi, these beings are often described as guardians of nature, living in harmony with the wilderness while avoiding human contact. Chief Dan George, a famous...
Yeah. They call me a protector of nature. What can I say? Can we get a empathetic hype train going? I'm joking. Unless
Canadian Indigenous leader spoke about these creatures as part of his people's oral traditions. He shared, quote,
I'm so sorry. YouTube watchers are going to be so fucking mad at me. But I just need to say this. Oral what? I just realized Storming has you in the bottom of his stream. Yeah, I know, right? I'm my goat, bro. This is the only train you get, Chris? Yo, thanks, man.
The Sasquatch is not a myth to us. It is part of our history, as real as the bear or the eagle. Our ancestors have seen them, and some still do. These beings are part of the land.
Unretweet.
End quote. One particularly striking account...
I do like this guy. He's like able to, do a recap of all this. His voice is, he's got a nice voice, dude. And honestly, he's really selling me on this. If I wasn't such a skeptical asshole at this point when it comes to this shit, like ghosts and Bigfoot and stuff, I would be like, this is fucking awesome. This video is put together like a boring ass history video that we would watch in school. Oh. See, I was homeschooled, so I didn't get that. So that's why I'm liking this.
Comes from a Northern Cheyenne elder who recounted a personal encounter. Quote, I saw it with my own eyes. Tall, covered in hair, moving with a grace that no man has. We've always known they're out there. They are our brothers of the forest.
See, and this is like when those special effects artists looked at it. If you can show me a video of a Bigfoot that is not walking at all like a human, like it has a gracefulness to it, right? Then I will give it a lot of credibility in my mind, at least, and in my heart of hearts. But a lot of these, it's just so clear, like they walk just like a normal ass fucking human, bro. It just reminds me of shitty times for real. They put me to sleep. Oh, I'm sorry, goat. Don't worry, we're almost a quarter of the way through, you know? Let me stop pausing.
Wise, but they keep to their own path, end quote. For many indigenous communities, Sasquatch is more than just a creature. It is a symbol of the wild, untamed spirit of the land, passed down through generations.
I should probably, before we get too far in this video, here's my theory about Bigfoot. And if they exist, this is how I think they could exist, right? This is my hypothesis. I think if Bigfoots are real, right? Which I want to believe that they are real, okay? I think that they would probably live in caves, right? And that's why a lot of these Bigfoot sightings are like in national forests and stuff like that. And like, you know, the mountains and stuff. They would live in caves most of the time and only come up for like, you know, resources and things. Because if they are hyper intelligent, then yeah, sorry, Boogie, it doesn't work that way, Goat. Welcome in, by the way, brother. Then they would try to be avoiding human beings, you know?
And stories, ceremonies, and stunning artwork. These traditions not only lend credibility to the modern sightings, but also root the phenomenon in centuries of cultural knowledge. The Bigfoot phenomenon isn't limited to North America either. Reports of similar creatures, known by different names, come from cultures across the globe. These international accounts, though varied, share remarkable similarities with the North American Sasquatch, strengthening the case for its existence as a widespread undiscovered species. The Yeti of the Himalayas.
Yeah.
The Yeti, also known as the Abominable Snowman, is said to inhabit the remote mountainous regions of Nepal and Tibet. Descriptions often include a creature covered in
He asked me if I wanted some fish, and I said, Nepal? Nepal? You know what I'm saying? It's like a Bible joke. Yo, can I get your favorite Bible verse in chat, please?
gray or white fur, standing between 6 and 10 feet tall. Renowned mountaineer Reinhold Messner, who has summited Mount Everest multiple times, claimed to have seen the Yeti during an expedition in 1986. He wrote, quote, "It was a dark, upright figure, far taller than any human. It moved swiftly and silently, blending into the rocky terrain. I'll never forget its piercing, watchful eyes." End quote. Additionally,
Bro, by the way, I just want to say,
I'll never forget its piercing, watchful.
This video used to scare the shit out of me, bro. This video used to scare the shit out of me. Oh my god, I saw this when I was like probably like 11 or 12. Holy fuck.
Eyes. End quote. Additionally, in 1951, Eric Shipton, another legendary mountaineer, photographed what are now famous Yeti footprints near Mount Everest.
Mountaineer, like football player? I'm sorry, I gotta stop pausing for just random stupid jokes. Silent prank call Bigfoot right now? Okay, I got you, dude.
Prints measured 13 inches in length and showed a stride pattern too long for a human.
Okay.
The Yowie of Australia.
Ooh.
In Australia, the Yowie is the counterpart to Bigfoot, reportedly dwelling in the dense forests of Queensland and New South Wales. Witnesses often describe it as a large, hair-covered hominid with an intimidating presence. Dean Harrison, a leading Yowie researcher, described his own encounter. Quote, "It was over 7 feet tall, with reddish-brown hair and deep-set eyes. It stood there, watching me."
Dude, don't mind Bill, dude. He's been on steroids since he was 5 years old, okay? It's no big deal, okay? His parents were both basketball players, you know?
I could feel its intelligence. It wasn't just an animal. It was something more.
I could sense its I am an empath, so I could sense its intelligence.
The Almas of Central Asia. The Almas is a cryptid
Dude,
report.
again, I want to believe this shit so bad. And I think a lot of this is convincing, you know? I want to believe this so bad. I just have to make jokes when it's there, you know? Yeah, I don't understand. I'm sorry, Mar. I'm kind of stupid.
In the remote mountains and forests of Mongolia and Central Asia. Unlike
okay.
other Bigfoot-like creatures, the Almas is described as being more human-like, with a smaller stature and features resembling early hominins. Professor Boris Porshnev, a Soviet anthropologist, studied Almas sightings
Dude got my hairline furrow.
extensively and stated, quote, "The Almas appears to be a relic hominid, possibly a surviving Neanderthal or Denisovan. Its anatomical descriptions align more closely with ancient human relatives than with modern humans or apes." End quote. The Mapinguari of the Amazon rainforest.
See, and this is also where I believe that there could be some form of Bigfoot. The Amazon forest. Literally the Amazon forest. Or like some like super dense, like unexplored area. You know?
In South America, the Mapinguari is a cryptid said to roam the Amazon rainforest. Descriptions vary, but many accounts depict it as a large, hairy creature with a distinct musky odor. Some reports suggest it may be a ground-dwelling sloth, thought to be extinct, while others liken it to a regional variant of Bigfoot. Dr. David Oren, a biologist who has studied Mapinguari sightings, stated, quote, "The eyewitness testimonies are remarkably consistent. The creature is said to be intelligent, avoiding human contact, and leaving behind tracks that don't match any known species," end quote. These
Yo, Flimsy, appreciate you, bro. Have an amazing rest of your day. Sorry, I have to adjust for what time it is. Again, dude, it was great playing games with you. Great having you in chat, dude. You're a fucking real one, poop, dude. Why do all these Bigfoot versions have no penis/vagina? Give them genitals. My boy probably trying to lock in on that AdSense, you know what I'm saying?
leaving behind tracks that don't match any known species, end quote. These international accounts provide further evidence that Bigfoot-like creatures are not confined to North America. Their global presence, combined with the consistency of descriptions across culture.
To be fair, dragons are also across all sorts of different cultures, and I think that Bigfoot definitely, like, Bigfoot was real. Like, there is literally, like, a creature that was Bigfoot, right? So I think there is a chance that maybe Bigfoot was real. And again, I think that there's a good chance that there could be something, like, if there is Bigfoot, it's like in the Amazon rainforest or somewhere like that. And again, my cave theory, like, I'm not completely writing off Bigfoot, but some of these points are just like, it's like, like, I know where he's coming from, and I'm with him. But also it's like, if I'm being skeptical, if the glass is half full right now, or half empty instead of half full,
suggests we could be dealing with a widespread,
I don't want to sell myself a pipe dream,
undiscovered species. While it's true that some of the tens of thousands of Bigfoot sightings worldwide could be attributed to hoaxes, lies, or cases of mistaken identity, it's simply implausible that every single
fucking Harry Bill out there, dude. Fucking Harry Bill
account can be dismissed in this way.
That is
Many
true.
Witnesses, hunters, hikers, and even law enforcement
that
officials, as we've covered, share their stories with nothing to.
And I guess the thing is like, even though a lot of the footage that we see is fake, doesn't mean that all these sightings are fake. And I think for a while there, people would point to, yo, Joey, welcome back in, bro. I think a lot of people would point to, like, UFOs to be like, well, we don't have any proof that UFOs are real. And people see them all the time. It's just a hyperfixation with whatever, right? Well, then the U.S. government's like, yeah, we don't know what the fuck these things are. Yeah, we have no idea what these things are. Dude, I really want to look and see if there's a video. I remember a story. Dude, Julian, I would fucking love to go ghost hunting. Also, chat, fair warning, that just reminded me. I'm gonna turn the like alerts and shit down just a little bit for the react. Not fully. You'll still be able to hear them really well, but I just want to turn them down a little bit so that the volume is accurate. I want to watch the video. There was a video that was leaked on some forums in like 2000, like the early 2000s, right? And people were like, this is hoax. This is not real, yada, yada. And then when they released all the shit, the US government released all that shit, it was one of the videos that was real. And it had been out there for like years and years and years. Ghost hunting segment in a future stream would go crazy. Do you guys want me to do an IRL ghost hunting stream? I'd have to find somewhere that has service. That's the same problem with the camping stream, but I would love to do a camping stream. But there's no way I would do a camping stream unless I have a bunch of homies with me. Not convinced either way, though. A bear walking on its hind legs. Oh, it's probably a large number of the sightings more frequently walking. Yeah, that is true. Uploaded the bizarre bubs. That would actually be sick, dude. If we catch anything. Some phasmophobia. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you redeemed dab. Here you go. I got you. Okay, there you go. Ghost hunting. Hey, bro, come down to Texas. I got you, bro. That would be gas, dude. That would be gas. Yeah, dude. Shit. Call you for fucking camping, dude. That would also be gas. Yeah, dude. Have you and all the homies come camping? I'll ask. We're having a little get together for my birthday, so I'll ask the squad if they're actually down, because I think that could be fun. It could be fun as fuck. Anyways, let's continue. Sorry, I get so sidetracked, bro.
Gain, but everything to lose, risking ridicule and damage to their reputations.
Oh.
These individuals consistently describe similar creatures and behaviors. The sheer volume and consistency of these reports, paired with the credibility of some witnesses, make it unreasonable to claim that these are all fabrications or errors. Footprints. Hard evidence on the ground. Footprints are some of the most tangible pieces of evidence linked to Bigfoot. To date, researchers
Exploring
have
abandoned
documented and
buildings?
cast over 1,500
That is also
individual
true.
footprints, many showing features that are
We would just have to be careful with exploring abandoned buildings on stream, right? Because one, you know, homeless people and stuff, and two, we got to make sure that we aren't going into a property that is like super well known that could possibly get reported. You know, I don't want any legal issues. Now, a vlog, again, I want to do some type of vlogs, dude. And I don't want to do the cringe like, what's up, guys? Here we are. I want to literally do it how my Higa does vlogs and literally just record it and then do a voiceover later. Yeah, no trespassing type shit. Yeah, literally. I'd have to go somewhere that I know is like safe. There is a town in Pennsylvania and it's called Brownsville, and it was one of the places that we were looking at moving, but apparently like pretty much the entire city is fucking abandoned, and a lot of my friends have trespassed there. Mirio, what's up, dude? Yeah, bro, I'm trying to pull an all-nighter to fix my sleep schedule. You can visit me and we can visit next to an abandoned asylum. It's owned by New York State, so you might get arrested, but hey. Oh, yeah, fuck it, dude. Dude, my brother has places he's been to, so if you are ever in Houston, I'll let you know. Oh, that would be a W, bro. That's the fun of it. Yeah, dude, I mean, come on. Actually, a bunch of, well, let me think through this to make sure I'm not saying anything incriminating. Yeah, it's fine. Some of the Kithwall homies know a couple abandoned places that are really cool. I might be like, yo, do you guys want to be on my cringe ass stream? Yo, I disbarred you from Houston already? Mirio, see the problem though? Wait, disbarred means like not allowed to go there? The problem is though, is like I got fools that let the chopper spray in Houston. Is that right, chat? Is that right? Come on, somebody got me right. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know, I'm rolling deep, so, you know, sorry, man. Sorry, dude. Sure. Okay, awesome, dude. I'll bring Kilo with me. He's ready to catch a case. Okay, I'm sorry, I keep getting distracted. Mirio, how did you sleep, sweet prince?
nearly impossible to fake. These prints range from 15 to 24 inches in length.
I'm actually with the footprint type shit, dude.
Inches. One of the most striking features of these footprints is the presence of dermal ridges, the textured lines found on human footprints and feet. Dr. Jeff Meldrum, a professor of anatomy and anthropology at Idaho State University, has studied hundreds of these casts and notes, quote, "The footprints display anatomy and biomechanics."
Idaho University, chat? Oh, guess what? All your mothers went to school there. Burn! Show me some white nails with a little arch. Yo. What's up with this guy? Anyway, sorry, let me rewind. I'm so sorry. I keep making stupid jokes. Let me lock in.
Of these casts and notes, quote, "The footprints display anatomy and biomechanics consistent with a living creature. The mid-tarsal break, a flexible joint in the middle of the foot, is absent in humans, but present in these casts, indicating an unknown primate species," end quote. Dr. Grover Krantz, another anthropologist, emphasized the authenticity of the prints from the Bossberg Cripplefoot tracks. Quote, "The deformities in the tracks show anatomical consistency with a living foot. It would be nearly impossible for a hoaxer to fake these abnormalities so accurately," end quote. Additionally, these footprints show a stride length far beyond normal human capability, with some measuring up to 50 inches between steps. The famous bluff...
Now I'm getting fucking convinced. Oh, are these guys who made the original fake video? Okay, well, fuck.
Creek tracks, discovered near the site of the Patterson-Gimlin film, are among the most studied examples, and they remain a cornerstone of Bigfoot evidence. Videos, the Patterson-Gimlin film and beyond. The Patterson-Gimlin film, shot in 1967, remains the most famous and...
Okay, so, chat, we already, all of us, or most of us already watched the video where they, like, did a pretty good job disproving this and explaining everything, but this is... You can buy into this if you want, and bought into it for so long, but then like seeing the proof and then also hearing like the lore of it all. Basically, they were out filming a movie about Bigfoot, and then they caught Bigfoot on camera. Also, notice how he walks like a fucking dude, okay? Again, like, I do want to believe, but I do think that this one is actually fake. I don't want to believe it, okay? And you're going to be like, so many people have tried to disprove it, right? Yeah, okay, cool. We're getting better with technology and shit, dude. Also, like, just the story, like, bro.
Controversial piece of evidence.
I want to believe it.
For Bigfoot's existence. Recorded in Bluff Creek, California, the film shows a creature walking upright through the forest, turning to look at the camera before disappearing into the trees. Skeptics have long claimed the film depicts a person in a suit, but experts in biomechanics and costume design have raised serious doubts in this theory. Hollywood special effects artist Bill Munns has said, quote, "The creature in the film displays muscle movement, proportions, and a natural gait that would be extreme."
See, okay, so we watched a special effects crew break it down. I would be interested to hear somebody who's in like costume and design and shit break it down.
Extremely difficult to replicate, even with today's technology.
Josh, what the freak?
Quote. I go into much more detail about why this famous film is authentic in other videos of mine, and I'll link those in the description for anyone interested. Beyond the Patterson-Gimlin film, there are other notable pieces of footage that have withstood intense scrutiny over the years. The Marble Mountain footage, for example, shows a distant but distinct humanoid shape climbing a ridge, while the Paul Freeman footage presents another compelling encounter with what appears to be a large, hairy figure. Despite skeptics' efforts, these videos, like the Patterson...
This one looks fake. The other one, a dude on a mountain, okay?
Gimlin film remain unexplained, further strengthening the case for Bigfoot's existence. Audio recordings.
Further strengthening the case of my skepticism. Oh, we're going to audio recordings. Oh, chat. You guys know how I feel about audio recordings. They are so painfully easily faked. But well, I'll hear them out.
Bigfoot's mysterious voice. Some of the most intriguing evidence for Bigfoot comes in the form of audio recordings, capturing eerie sounds that experts have struggled to explain. These recordings, gathered from remote areas of North America, feature vocalizations unlike any known animal or human sound. The Sierra sounds.
I'm pretty sure I could do that sound. I'm not going to lie to you. All of these technically seem way too close to actually be able to take a video of it without him running up to you. Well, I think their like thing is that like he's like a peaceful creature, or it's a peaceful creature. It's not about violence or whatever. But then like the 411, did I say 404? I meant 411 earlier. Sorry. Is like, no, they take people. But then like people are like, no, but they're peaceful. No, but like they're peaceful, dude. But like they take people too. So maybe there's like good Bigfoot and bad Bigfoot. Maybe there's like one that's like, no, I'm fighting for the betterment of these mountains. And then there's one that's like, I'm gonna steal children. You know? Maybe that's what's going on with Bigfoots. Maybe that's why they're so controversial, you know? That's just the noise Chris makes while streaming. Exactly, dude. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know about videos and shit, dude.
One of the most famous examples is the Sierra sounds, recorded by Ron Moorhead and Al Berry in the 1970s in the Sierra Nevada mountains. These recordings feature guttural growls, whoops, and what some experts believe are linguistic patterns resembling a language.
Ron and AI attempt to imitate each sound they hear.
Scott Nelson, a retired U.S. Navy cryptolinguist, analyzed the recordings and concluded, quote, "The vocalizations have all the hallmarks of a language, phonemes, syntax, and structure. These aren't random sounds, and they're beyond the capabilities of humans to replicate unaided."
Have you guys ever heard of Dragon Tongue in Skyrim? Have you guys ever heard of that shit? Two grown men, by the way. Heartbroken emoji. Oh my god. Ow, I hurt my eyeball. Ow, fuck. Oh my god. Oh my god, dude. What the freaking Sigma? No, but that, I mean, maybe, dude. I don't know. But that does sound like some Looney Tunes all Bigfoot. Dude, if they were peaceful, they wouldn't have made it this far, especially with how society has advanced. Well, I think that's, again, that's like my theory of them like living in caves and away from everything and being hyper intelligent, and then being hyper intelligent enough that they understand that they need to hide the bodies of their dead. You know? Because why the fuck haven't we found a skeleton of a Bigfoot? How does that make sense? I know I talk about cum, but they gotta be at least 20 to 30 years older than me.
End quote. Nelson's analysis has been supported by audio engineers and animal vocalization experts, who also pointed out that the recordings feature a range and depth of sound beyond human capability. Dr. Lynn Rogers, a wildlife biologist, remarked, quote, "The calls have an incredible range of pitch and frequency that don't match any known species, nor can they be attributed..."
Have you motherfuckers never heard like an opera singer before? What the fuck? Are you kidding me? I could probably hit all of the sounds in that recording.
"To a hoax. It's unlike anything I've studied in the wild." End quote. The Ohio
obviously, dumbass, because it's a human.
owl.
Okay,
Another
let's hear
compelling recording is the
Hold on, let me
Ohio
put both
owl,
headphones on.
captured in 1994 by Matt Moneymaker, founder of the Bigfoot Field Researchers Organization, or the BFRO. The howl is characterized by a long, siren-like wail, distinct from the vocalizations of any known animal.
Is this just a siren?
Dr. Jeff Meldrum, who has analyzed the audio, stated, quote, "The Ohio howl doesn't match the calls of wolves, coyotes, or any other known predator in the..."
Because it's a siren. Because it's a siren. There's whole organizations towards finding Bigfoot. Oh, bro, you gotta watch the Channel 5 video of him going to the fucking Bigfoot convention, dude. Oh my god, dude, it will blow your mind. It will blow your mind. Maybe if we're still going through reacts, maybe we'll watch that one a little bit later, because that shit is awesome, dude.
in the region. Its tonal quality and sheer power suggest an animal with exceptional lung capacity, something far larger than a human. Animal behaviorist David Ellis, who has studied numerous Bigfoot audio recordings, observed, quote, "The Ohio howl is consistent with other suspected Sasquatch vocalizations. The patterns and intervals between the sounds suggest..."
Yo, Swedish, what's up? My dad still believes everything on the History Channel is true. Hello from Sweden. Good evening, Swedish Sandman. Actually, good afternoon in my time. It's almost 3 p.m.
Intentional communication rather than random noise, end quote. Additional recordings. Beyond these famous examples, there are numerous other audio recordings collected by researchers and eyewitnesses over the years. One such recording, captured in Oregon in 2016, features loud, echoing whoops, followed by tree knocks, a form of potential communication also associated with
sorry, Chad.
Bigfoot
I'm
behavior.
so sleepy. Sounds like somebody's being murdered. Has anyone looked into that?
Sound technician Chris Spencer, who analyzed this and other
What does the TG stand for? The gangster?
recordings, noted, quote, "What stands out is the dynamic range and power of these vocalizations."
I firmly believe it's just a bunch of gorilla furries. Oh, that would be epic, actually. That would actually be super duper swag.
They exceed what any known animal in these areas can produce, and their repetitive nature suggests an intentional attempt to communicate. End quote. These audio recordings, coupled with expert analysis, provide yet another layer of evidence supporting the existence of an undiscovered primate. If these sounds aren't human, and they aren't from any known animal, what are we hearing? DNA and physical evidence.
Here we go. Thank you. Yeah, let's get
In
to this.
recent years, DNA studies have added a new dimension to Bigfoot research. The most prominent and controversial...
Please tell me it doesn't stand for the gangster. Chris doesn't like, seems like the type. I'm scared we're doomed. I haven't talked to you in a minute. Oh my god, you're talking about how you wanted the Lions and the Ravens to go to the Super Bowl. Oh. How's it going? Good. How have you been? No, it stands for the gamer, to be honest with you. So, yeah. Used to be Christian the Gamer 92. Go Eagles. I'm going to send you a little present in the mail. A yes. Socially, what is this? What is this emote? Awkward furries. Imagine, dude. That would be insane. That would actually be so epic.
Controversial is the study led by Dr. Melba Ketchum, a geneticist who analyzed over 100 purported Bigfoot DNA samples collected from across North America. These samples included hair, blood, saliva, and tissue, all submitted by various independent researchers and eyewitnesses. The study, published in 2013, concluded that the DNA represented an unknown primate species with partial human ancestry, suggesting hybridization at some point in the past. Dr. Ketchum's team performed extensive testing, including next-generation sequencing, and found mitochondrial DNA consistent with modern humans, but nuclear DNA that didn't match any known species.
Okay.
Dr. Ketchum stated, quote, "The nuclear DNA was a complete enigma. It showed non-human primate markers that don't match any known species in existing genetic databases.
Okay.
This strongly suggests we're dealing with a novel species that shares some ancestry with humans." End quote. One particularly compelling sample came from Justin Smea, a hunter who claimed to have recovered flesh and hair from a Sasquatch he encountered in the Sierra Nevada mountains. According to the study, this tissue sample produced the same anomalous results as the other samples. Smea described the creature he shot as, quote, "massive, covered in dark brown hair, with hands and feet like a man, but much larger."
Are you serious right now? Can I ask you what we're watching? Oh, why have you been live for 15 hours? Are you still okay? Yeah, I'm great, dude. I am great. So I'm live. I've been live for 15 hours because I am going to be gone for a week from streaming, and then we are going to do a subathon. So, yeah. And we are watching Bigfoot Proof, Undeniable Evidence, and What is Being Hidden. So, yeah. And yeah, it's pretty little time. We only got 5 minutes left, and we're going to get into some other silly reacts. Massive smirky face. Don't even tell me you're trying to fuck a Bigfoot right now. Amara, where you at, dude? Where you at? Here, you can twin. You can twin my boy over here.
Quote. Interestingly, Smea claims he left the body of the Sasquatch he shot behind out of panic. And while his story certainly seems far-fetched due to the lack of body, the existence and nature of the tissue sample he later collected were corroborated by multiple highly qualified witnesses. Another notable sample came from a property in Texas, where witnesses reported repeated Bigfoot activity. A saliva sample collected from a chewed plastic bucket lid was analyzed, and the results matched the unknown hybrid profile identified in other samples. Despite heavy criticisms from skeptics, several experts have voiced support for the study's methodology and findings.
See, I'm going to be honest, I'm way too stupid to disprove this. So this guy shot and killed a Bigfoot and left it behind? Yeah, dude. Apparently. That's what he's saying, I guess. Didn't get help to get it. Maybe he was somewhere without signal and he couldn't carry it away, you know, whatever. He was scared that more were gonna come and get him, you know? What the fuck is an Iron King? Sendu, sorry. Sendu's old username was Iron King. He would make millions. Yeah, literally, dude. That guy would be that would be one of the most famous, like, that dude could end up being probably top 25 most famous American human beings ever. Low-key. My dog's scaring the shit. My dog's scaring the shit out of me. while I'm trying to watch a Bigfoot video. Are you fucking kidding me right now, dude? This guy out here banging around behind me. I'm like, yo, Jesus Christ. I'm sorry, Bigfoot. I'm sorry. I doubted you. Oh, no, they just said Texas Iron King. So I was like, Iron King?
Dr. Irena Scott, a scientist with experience in genetics, stated, quote, "The level of sequencing and the attention to proper chain of custody protocols in the study were remarkable. The repeated anomalies in the nuclear DNA cannot simply be dismissed as contamination or error." End quote. Additionally, forensic analyst Dr. Christopher Laufer, who reviewed parts of the study, commented, quote, "If these findings were associated with a known animal, there would be no controversy. The skepticism exists purely because the DNA points to something we haven't classified, but the data itself is sound." End quote. Of course, the study has been met with significant pushback from mainstream science, with critics suggesting contamination or misinterpretation of data. However, Dr. Ketchum has defended the rigorous nature of the testing, stating, quote, "We used independent labs for sequencing, ensuring no bias or tampering with the results. The data is what it is. Unknown nuclear DNA combined with human mitochondrial DNA."
Okay.
End quote. Despite the criticism...
Again, I'm just really trying to take this all in because it's all too smart for me, you know? Gotta catch them all on God, dude. That's why I got that Pokemon game still in here. What's new? Honestly, nothing much, twin. Just been grinding. Doing some freelance work here and there. I've really been grinding on stream. Weirdly enough, when you were last in here, I was like very much away from streaming and stuff. I've kind of dove back in, kind of used some of the healthy tips that Mr. Healthy Gamer himself, Dr. K, has taught me. Been working hard on YouTube as well, pretty much uploading segments like this to YouTube. I am almost at 350,000 views in 30 days, which I'm pretty excited about, pretty pleased with, honestly. Me a couple years ago would have geeked at that number, so yeah. Why were you away from streaming? Oh, just kind of my passion kind of died for it. I was grinding myself to the bone, doing shit that I wasn't completely passionate about. Just like playing games, feeling like I had to be live for a while. Felt like I wasn't making enough money for a while there. Felt like I had to do something else. I did something else. I edited for other content creators for a while, and I still do that from time to time for some of the homies. But it was something I was like, you know, I don't really want to do this as like a full-time thing. You've been streaming a long time, right? Yeah, I've been streaming since 2018, consistently since 2020, and I've been making content since 2013. Decided he hated chat? No, dude, I love chat. I love chat. Even though earlier I was like, yeah, my chat makes me want to kill myself sometimes, I genuinely love you all a ton. Oh, I also have tried to stop being such a pushover, too. So, yeah, but that's a long work in progress. I was honestly, that was honestly a big problem for me with Twitch chat, is that I was just a pushover and didn't set any boundaries. Now I'm kind of like better at that. Are there any people from back then still around? Like that long ago? Skippy, Joey's still around. Same Chris. This Chris makes me want to keep myself safe. This Chris? What? Oh, we're over. It's Jover. Skippy, Joey, Dredge. Skippy was like my 8th follower. Or some shit like that. Oh, chat. Oh. Gonna go back to playing Rivals with me. Have a great rest of your stream, brother. Yo, appreciate you, Julian. Enjoy your Rivals. Thank you for hanging as always. You a pushover? No way. You give such Alpha Sigma vibes. Okay, Auntie. Chill out, dude. Chill out. Alpha Sigma skibbity vibes, buddy. Oh, and I've also tried to be more funny. Not really shining through right now because I am almost 15 and a half hours into stream, so my brain's a little fried. I'm a little sleepy. Okay. Oh, it's a storm. Sorry, my dog gets a little acoustic. Whenever there's a storm. So I had to put up the gate so he's not in there. Chucky's trying to sleep right now. So I don't want him in there like freaking out. I don't know why he tries to go into that other room. Yeah, Mo's trolling me right now, dude. You seem so cool and chill, but you give off the vibe you voted for Trump. Goddamn right. 14 times in West Virginia, 17 times in Ohio. And I voted for Kamala Harris once in Pennsylvania. No, I didn't. No. But anyways, yeah, it's because I have a beard and I wear camo hats. And also I wear a shirt that says Raise Hell, Praise Dale. I'm apolitical, though. Isn't that right, Chad? I may have to take an intermission here. Let's try and get through this video to help deal with my dog. Sorry, don't mind any going on in the background.
The Ketchum study.
Oh, what slurs are amongst your favorites, and what can I say in chat realistically? Asking for a friend. I mean, I would probably say don't say any slurs just to play it safe. I don't be saying slurs like that. Now, don't ask me 10 years ago when I was 13 that question, because he could probably give you a little bit of a list. But when I was like 14, 15, I realized that shit was problematic, and then I stopped doing it. Okay, dude, the fucking rose emojis, dude, we were just talking about those earlier.
Study remains one of the most detailed and ambitious attempts
let's try and get through this.
modern science to classify Bigfoot as a legitimate species. Combined with other forms of evidence, the study raises the question, if the DNA doesn't match any known animal or human, then what does it belong to? Bigfoot bodies.
Yeah.
Tales of tangible evidence. The
Is that
Minnesota
real?
Iceman is perhaps the most well-known case involving...
I've definitely heard of this one. Mo, you're all right, buddy. You're okay. You're chill. Chill out.
a potential
try and pet him.
Bigfoot body.
See if that
It was
helps.
a supposed Bigfoot-like creature, frozen in ice, displayed in the 1960s by carnival owner Frank Hansen, who claimed it was a real specimen found in Siberia. Ivan Sanderson and Dr. Bernard Uvelmans, both respect...
Mo, we are trying to watch Bigfoot. You're 30, right? Are the withering rose emojis new to you still? I am literally not even 24 yet, bruh. Have you heard of the supposed race of giants? Yes, dude. That shit really interests me. I went on a whole TikTok rabbit hole, bro, one day. That shit is awesome.
Scientists examined the frozen creature
You
before
gotta learn
it was
what rain
replaced with
is.
a replica. Dr. Uvelmans wrote, quote, "The creature..."
Dude, this poor dude, he's shaking, bro. Mo, it's alright, big guy. I'm gonna just keep trying to pet him and see if that's okay. So sorry, YouTube frogs watching after the fact. Dude, we gotta get him some anxiety meds. This is actually crazy.
had clear anatomical
Eva, what's up?
features of a hominid. Not a human, but something closely related. Its frozen state revealed details that could not have been fabricated. End quote. Similarly mysterious is the infamous Dyatlov Pass incident,
No,
where
dude.
9 highly experienced hikers died under
Sorry, I was
strange
zooming out so you could see the dog a little bit.
in 1959, with some blaming a Yeti after an eerie photo of a figure in the snow taken by one
really?
of the hikers surfaced. Reports from Russia also claim a body was...
Oh, I didn't even realize that they had like a photo of a Yeti or something. Is that in the background of that photo? No.
59, with some blaming a Yeti after an eerie photo of a figure in the snow taken by one of the hikers.
No!
Reports from Russia also claim a body was recovered in the Dyatlov Pass incident, though this was later covered up.
Yeah, Taryn, I'm the exact same way. But when you hear thunder, it's just good God bowling a strike. Is that the shit that your mom said to you when you're like 7? You're like, I'm afraid. That's real though. I always like thunderstorms. I don't know. I'm a freak, I guess. I'm good. Nice to see everyone. Yo, Evo, nice to see you too, homie.
Dr.
glad
Igor
you're good.
Burtsev, a Russian cryptozoologist, has stated, quote, "Several credible witnesses from military circles hinted at a large, hair-covered body being retrieved, though the details remain classified." End quote. Suppressed evidence. What are they?
Oh, speaking of rabbit holes, this is the shit I love. I never knew though that they took a photo of like some sort of beast like that. Oh yeah, now this dude's good. I'm scratching the spot. My boyfriend is trying to get me into golf, but I don't know if I'm a golf girly. Golf's so fucking boring, man. Golf is so fucking boring, man. If I'm not at Top Golf, I don't give a shit. I can't do that shit, bro. The most sport activity I can do is basketball and football. Mini golf. Oh yeah, it's gas too.
They hiding? Finally, we turn to claims of evidence being suppressed. Retired park
Giants?
ranger Bill Lunsford has stated, quote,
Damn! Nah, see, this actually looks fucking convincing because that dude got some meat on him. So that's either a really good costume or that's a real
"Many of
Bigfoot.
us had sightings or found
Also, he's not like running. He's just walking. So I would believe that.
tracks, but the official stance was silence. I got the message like everyone else. Bigfoot sightings aren't to be shared." End quote. Former forest ranger Charles E. Howard shared, quote, "We'd hear strange calls in the woods. Sightings now and then, but we weren't supposed to acknowledge it. Orders came down to keep quiet. People wouldn't be ready to hear it.
Dude, this shit's actually scaring me right now. Ooh, I'm feeling uncomfortable. Just like over here about the fucking storm, bro. Man, dude, we gotta get this guy some fucking medicine, bro. I'm about to text my mom and be like, hey, where are those fucking dog anxiety meds at? I'm pretty good at it, and it's not boring to me. I just don't want to admit I enjoy it, because then I'm accepting that I'm super white. I don't know, man. Super white seems to be a trend on X.com right now. Just talk to Kanye. Sorry, that's insensitive. My bad, man. My bad. Clip. Nah, dude, there ain't nothing wrong with it. Like, whatever you like. Don't let other people decide shit for you, bro. It's peaceful, but he's super into it, and he made a tea time on my birthday. Aw, you guys are gonna get tea on your birthday? That's awesome. When's your birthday? Let me guess, you're a fucking Gemini. Have we had this discussion already?
End quote. Similarly, David Polite...
Oh, it's our boy! Look, chat. Look. Josh, you're such a G for pointing that out. Oh my god, look at this shit. Look at this shit! Oh my god. No, he's going golfing on my birthday. He's doing it alone. What? Oh, he having sex with another woman, bro. Still going, my guy? Yeah. I'm committed to my craft. That's how deep my autism is, bro. Like, that's such a niche thing. It really is, dude, but like, I'm fucking with it, you know what I'm saying?
The former law enforcement officer turned Bigfoot researcher stated, quote, in all my years in law enforcement, I came across enough evidence to know Bigfoot was real. Yet I was told directly...
He golfs pretty late. It's Jover. Yeah, it's Jover, pal. Congrats. Wait, no, deadass, I'm scared. When is your birthday, dude? Are you a Gemini?
...by superiors to leave it alone. Keep it quiet. These are things the public isn't supposed to know.
Dude, this is crazy.
Retired police officer Robert Morgan added, quote, I knew people in my department who'd seen Bigfoot, but they were afraid to speak.
No comment? Dude, are you dead ass a Gemini? Dude, tell me. I need to know. I need to fucking know, bro. I was almost a Gemini. Couple days late, I would have been a Gemini, dude. It's Taurus season, girlies. Okay, let that shit fly.
Reputations.
So are you gonna pass out after stream? Yeah, absolutely, bro. Yes, I'm a Gemini. I fucking knew it. By the way you type, dude. I fucking knew it. You type like you can get under my skin easily. Yeah, you type like you can get under my skin easily, bro. I knew you were a fucking Gemini. Taurus girlies, let's go. Gemini girlies, I can sniff them out, bro. I'm an Aries. Well, isn't that fucking nice for you, Jay?
Everything was on the line.
Now stop it, or you guys are gonna get bullied in the fucking comment section, like when I reacted to Dracula Flow, okay? On stream, and everybody's like, God, the chat, they're trauma dumping, okay? Now they're gonna be in the comment section like, oh dude, oh my god. Oh, these fucking idiots talking about their star signs. Me, when I lie, you'll never know what I am. Oh, no, I know what you are. You're just, in general, easy to get under my skin, my man. Now you don't have a star sign as an excuse, okay? I don't have an excuse in my head for why you can easily get under my skin. My grandpa is a Cancer, too. I don't know why I thought Taran was going to be like, I'm a Cancer, and you're going to be like, yeah, my grandpa has Cancer. I was going to be like, damn, bro, way to kill the fucking mood. Jesus Christ. Trauma dump. No, I'm just kidding. You guys can trauma dump whatever you want. Just no YouTube commenters might make fun of you for it. He does? No, he doesn't. Shut up, bro. You lying to me right now.
People have been told to stay quiet. End quote. And finally, James Bobo Fay shared his perspective. Quote, I've talked to dozens of retired park rangers and cops who have seen Bigfoot, but were told to drop it.
Jay, you would love our new homie Bean that we met. Dude, you guys are very similar souls. Like how I know that I'm scared over here is like a Gemini or some pervert shit like that.
Avoid panic. It's part of the job, they say. End quote. Conclusion. As you've seen, the evidence for Bigfoot is vast, varied, and compelling, yet the mystery remains unsolved.
Dude, this is gonna be some bitch shit that if a boomer watches all the way through this video, they're gonna be like, Jesus Christ, why the fuck did I waste my time, my 40 minutes watching this, right? But dude, this fucking dog, I'm gonna get like emotional thinking about it. I see, and this is so cringe, I see so much of myself in him because he's such a little ball of anxiety and he gets scared by everything. But he's such a sweet little guy. Like, he wouldn't hurt a fly. He wouldn't hurt a fly, and he cares so deeply. He cares so deeply. Oh, sorry. Stuffed animal for doggy. He has some. He doesn't really like them. He doesn't really like chew on anything or like well, other than the trash. The trash can and all the shit inside of that. He's low-key about to die. Hospital flowers are fucking expensive and I can't afford him staying around much longer. Jesus Christ, Gemini. Dude, make sure your diaper's on you, man. I don't want you pissing on my floor though. RFK release the Bigfoot files, please. Yeah, I would say something positive about RFK if he drops the Bigfoot files for me or Donald or whoever, you know, whatever.
From footprints to eyewitness accounts, DNA findings to historical records,
my bad.
There's enough to suggest that some
fucking old boomer watching this react, if anybody makes it here, okay, he's gonna be like, fuck, you sound like my wife.
thing is definitely out there. But whether the truth is being hidden or simply waiting to be discovered, it's clear that Bigfoot remains one of the greatest enigmas of our time. So what do you think? Is the evidence convincing, or does Bigfoot remain a legend?
Thunderbirds in America? See, dude, I'm gonna watch the shit out of this guy's channel when I'm high. I'm gonna watch the fuck out of this guy's channel when I'm high, bro. Oh my god. Dude, let me add this to my watch later just so that I remember. Oh. Hold on, chat. Well, I might take an intermission in a second, see if there's anything I can do to help this dude. Holy fucking paragraph. Usually I read these, but, you know, any YouTube viewers after the fact, if you guys want to go in and check this shit out for yourselves, okay? I'm not trying to read all that. I'm trying to make sure my dog's Gucci over here. Chat here, if you guys want to go check it out or go drop a sub to that guy, you guys, you know, again, listen. When I'm high, I'm about to, oh man, am I about to get into some of these fucking videos real quick, bruh. But yeah, dude, great video, dude. It was intriguing. It was actually really good. There was some good, can I guess your star sign? Yeah, sure. Go for it. I knew that was your star sign. I'm an empath. I'm already ready for that shit. My bad. Did I steal your bar? Acid bath? I'm not reacting to acid bath right now, Jay. Sorry. Sorry, big guy. But yeah, dude, this was interesting, dude. It, honestly, like, compelling. Make me believe a little bit more in Bigfoot. Again, not that I don't believe in Bigfoot, just the fact that it's hard for me to fully buy in, you know? But yeah, dude, I liked it. I wouldn't say it's like irrefutable evidence, right? Bigfoot proof, undeniable evidence. I wouldn't say it's undeniable particularly, but it's definitely very, very interesting.